Something really, really special for you today. 36 Doonkuna Street in Braddon. This is a place where you walk in and you can just sense the heritage. You can inhale it. It is beautiful. And of course, with a property like this, it's got to be home by Holly. Holly joins us once again. Thank you so much again for bringing us into one of these beautiful places. This is super special, right?
Look, it really is. Anything within the Braddon precinct, there's only a few houses that sit around this beautiful park, so it is a special offering when they pop up.
Okay, before we get to the footprint of the property and what we have here, let's talk about this sense of heritage. Before we started recording, Holly talked about the sense of heritage. What does that mean exactly?
I think it's about heritage in place, and often, we just symbolise heritage with one particular building, but this is really about an overlay, and all the little workers' cottages that sit around this park here that have been here for next year 100 years, are retained in the context of the greater environment. And what I mean by that is you've got the Ainsley School at the end of the street, you've got the Gorman House. These are all heritage buildings, and so the precinct itself makes a lot more sense when these little houses are sitting within this beautiful architecture.
I think you've just thrown that away a little bit. 100 years old next year.
Yes, I know. It's crazy, isn't it? And we have a very youthful city, and that's why protecting some of our heritage is so important because, this is one of the oldest suburbs of Canberra, and it was built to the Griffin Plan, the 1916 plan. And after that, all the other suburbs started to change a little bit, and urban planning took its place, as the city grew. But this particular part of Braddon, this suburb, is as per the Griffin Plan, and I think that's really special.
When you walk in, the original cottage is still there, but then we come into this award-winning extension where we are right now.
That's right. The footprint of the Federal Capital Commission home would have been quite small, and they've got a beautiful seamless extension that connects the old, but it's very much in keeping and sympathetic to the architecture. Philip Leeson did an amazing job. He does a lot of work with heritage, and I think the challenge here was also working with a block that was a somewhat irregular shape. All the corners of this heritage precinct are all little triangle blocks, and I think that challenges you to do something really interesting and make your garden also work within the context of that. So it's a beautiful, beautiful outcome.
It'd be a real cool exercise to go back, if we could, and speak to the original owners and then get their take on what it is today. We've got beautiful Miele appliances in a very modern kitchen now. We've got this space. We've got this beautiful courtyard just to our left where we think it's the vendor's cat is out there just sunning itself. I mean, it's so special, isn't it?
There's a lot of sort of sun traps, I think, around this garden, and this is one of them, and this is why the cat's just sprawled out there on the pavers. But the north to the rear, and you've got these beautiful alfresco areas that, the garden you can view the garden from all the rooms, the bedrooms, the kitchen, the living room, and it's an absolutely spectacular garden. As you drive down Doonkuna Street, there's just all these beautiful maples which are about to all turn into, beautiful reds and oranges and yellows, and so it's one of those special Canberra gardens that really comes into its own in autumn.
Yeah, it's a little cool as we started our autumn morning, but the sun's streaming in on the back of my legs. I just want to stay here.
I absolutely agree. And what I love the most about this home is when you open the front door and you look through to the central gardens, you just have this dappled light through all these, 100-year-old trees through the park. And the other thing that I think is so special about this particular location is there's a sense of community. When you have these homes that are built around a central garden, the community connects centrally. And there used to be a tennis court. It's gone now, but in the very early days, there was a tennis court on one side of Doonkuna Street and obviously the parkland on the other. So I think there's some really clear messaging in that for future urban planning about how communities connect.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, how and when are we selling? What's the process with this one? Because I think a lot of people are really interested.
I think so too. It's by appointment, by negotiation. Just give us a call, and we're just bringing smaller groups through so you can really appreciate the home.
Yeah, all right. Well, thank you again for having us here, and good luck with it.
Thank you so much, Cam.
All right, come and have a look at this amazing, amazing property here in Braddon.